Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen! We are back into game 3 of our series between Apfelsaft and Alt from our round 3 games of the TFN World Championships, which have been going on for the past 2 days and will continue to go on till tomorrow. Even now, the players are still playing their round 4 and round 5 games. We've got some awesomely big names in there. Unfortunately, I believe the chat is down at the moment, so we can't give you links to things at the moment, but hopefully that'll get fixed. That's a Twitch issue, nothing we can do about that. But for now, we're going to bring you guys the next game in our series, which is Apfelsaft versus Alt. They're going to be switched again, and whoever was the VP leader, who I'm not quite sure, I'm going to guess that would be... I don't know, actually, Sarge. Do you know who might be taking the VP leader?
I'm afraid I wasn't paying attention in game one. Apfelsaft has gone Russian, so I've got to assume 2 Russian victories. It's got to be
It's probably a
VP lead.
good bet, yeah. After 2 Russian wins, I mean it's T-34s both times. T-34s, bringing the pain to the P-4s, which is sort of against the conventional wisdom that we've sort of come to believe over the last few weeks. Everyone's saying P-4s are a great counter to T-34s, but not so in these games. A great use of T-34 RAM has been putting the pain to the heavy Axis armor. But today, yeah, go on.
And just the attrition from those T-70s, I could not believe the number of infantry kills that T-70 amassed.
Yeah, those T-70s are just... I almost said T-17s. They are like T-17s. They go around, just pop, 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 and even on retreat, doing an awesome amount of damage. So I don't know. Maybe we got a few relic balance devs watching. Maybe that's something to take a note of. But hopefully we'll get to see maybe some more awesome T-70s, maybe some other stuff too. Plenty of different Soviet strategies to be brought to the fore in these games. So I think I'm at the 5-second mark, and let's be unpausing in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
And I'm going to follow Apfelsaft, if that's okay.
Okay.
And I'm really interested to see if it's going to be more of the same here. I mean, in the situation he's in, his opponent has seen his Russian play once, got bitten in the arse. Is he going to be ready? Is it going to change things? How are these players going to respond to each other now?
Yeah, I mean we've seen a sort of a more heavy Gren spam both times from the austere players, and neither time has it really worked out too well. From the off, those early conscripts have gotten right up into the face of the German player and sort of left him on the back foot the whole game. So I wonder if they're going to switch it up at a very basic level, just back at their tier ones. I mean, we're just starting off. We have a grenadier out from Alt, and he is following that up with a second grenadier. So it's a heavy grenadier opening again.
And yeah, I think last game we didn't see much in the way of support weapons. I only caught partial of game 1, but as Fatal was saying, the lanes in this map make it ideal for support weapon lockdown. There's some really good work you could be putting in here, but they're not putting in.
Yeah, it's a strange way to play. I guess they're just playing with what they're used to, because these guys will have been practicing over the past few weeks for this tournament ever since it got announced. So they're probably maybe they went with idea strategies on the other maps like Kolodny Firma, and that's just what they're used to.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about heavy grenadier strats or heavy conscript strats is they are flexible. They will adapt to a variety of situations.
So from the Russian player, we've got a couple of conscripts out. I see moving onto the battlefield. No tier 1 yet, so it's no super quick tier 1 building for those super fast scout cars. Is he building a third conscript?
You know it, and my prediction would be 4 conscripts before the engineer retreats to do anything.
You think 4 conscripts? Okay, I'm going to guess 3 conscripts, then another engineer. That's going to be my bet.
Okay, let's wait and have a look. No upgrades from the HQ yet either. Last time we had very early Molotovs.
Again, we got this sort of similar strategy, both conscripts being put together, but this time, instead of finding a lone grenadier, they found 2 grenadiers side by side. So this is a much, much tougher situation, and they can't really engage here, not without taking heavy losses.
And we've got a 4th grenadier in the pot brewing. Grenadier. Fucking conscripts.
Fourth conscript. Okay, so you were right. He is going for 4 conscripts. Meanwhile, we've actually gone for a 4th grenadier is now building. So there's 3 grenadiers out right now, and a 4th is en route.
Yeah, it's interesting. It kind of harkens back. I wonder if this is some kind of hangover from the Vico days of 4 rifles was just like pretty much kind of the only way to really start.
But for Volks, I mean, very rarely would you see a sort of a Volks spam because,
This is true.
of course, in the old game, what people would do against that build is they'd get bars, but you don't have that sort of. But instead of bars, we now have PPSHs. That's how people are countering it these days. So, you know, there are counters out there, and I don't know. I'm not sure how effective these sort of mass grenadier strategies are. But of course, it does give you a lot of flexibility in terms of those Panzerfaust, because they are very, very powerful when those fast vehicles arrive.
Yeah, and as soon as the Axis came off the better of that in a little engagement in the north, they were able to bring more firepower to the table.
Yep, looks like they've won out, and although a Pioneer was forced off in the south, there's now a Grenadier coming to bring the pain.
Molotovs have been upgraded. Anti-tank grenades were just selected and then deselected again.
Maybe a misclick? Maybe he's after the field infirmary instead? It would seem a little early for 18 aids, to be honest, even if you were playing it super safe.
Not too sure, but I'm guaranteed we're going to see some mollies soon. I think I just heard the first one go.
Yeah, we got another one going off here on the right-hand side, but he's going to Molotov some of his own troops there. Luckily, they didn't spontaneously combust, although it did force the Grenadiers to move.
Yeah, not a good idea. Don't throw Molotovs at your own guys. I'm pretty sure in Russian infantry school that's one of the first things they teach you.
Unless you're a commissar, then throw them at all the guys that you want.
True.
Your guys, enemy guys, pff, doesn't matter.
And T1 is now going up for Apfel, so maybe we'll see a scout car or a sniper before too long.
Okay, so once again, it's been 3 times tier 1, but every time Soviets have lost, so I guess he's just going with what he knows, and he's just going to hope he can do it better. I think already he's off to a better start with the Russians, but
yeah, we've got flame engineers upgraded, so I have to figure it's going to be rapid scout car and attempt to do some destruction that way. But facing all those grenadiers, it's going to be Panzerfaust City.
yeah, I mean, there's 4 Grenadiers before tier 2, and tier 2 is going to be pumping out a half-track first. This sort of feels more like an alpha game back when it was sort of, you know, you'd go for a quick tier 1, and the first thing you'd do is get a half-track and upgrade it to a flamer, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out for him.
And we've got a very predictable doctrine choice here from the Russian side.
Going for guards and hit the dirt.
Yep.
There we go. It's very powerful, gives them good parity with these Grenadiers. There's a nice Molotov on top of the Grenadier squad over here on the right-hand side.
Yeah, still in the flames. They really need to pull back a little bit. And that scout car is up. Where are those flame engines?
Well, here's the Axis half-track. The first vehicle on the field has arrived, or in fact the second vehicle.
I was thinking we'll be going for the Flamen upgrade.
Here he is going for the Flamen upgrade, and 3, 2, 1, pop. There we go. Flames are upgraded. That's going to force 18 aids sooner rather than later, and it's going to stop. Yeah, look at that scout car. He saw the flamers, and he is backing away now. He knows it's out. He knows he can't do anything to it.
80 grenades have been upgraded, but yeah, I think some guards infantry in the M3 is going to be the call now.
Conscript goes down. Here comes the scout car. We could see a Panzerfaust here. He does reach for a Panzerfaust. He pops it off. There we go. Half health with a damaged engine. Flammenwerfer coming to do a bit more damage.
Yeah, that's toast.
That thing is gone.
And that's it's kind of like a really missed tech, isn't it? You know, he brought a knife to a gunfight there.
Yeah, this is wow. He's having a real barbecue right now. We saw the loss of that scout car and the loss of a conscript squad in very quick succession. So already, this German start is going a lot better than our previous German starts, where the game almost seemed to be over from 5 minutes in. But this time, it's the Soviet player who finds himself on the back foot.
Well, what Alt needs to do now is consolidate, lock down, and hold that ground. There's been a lot of capping there, just to lose it again like 2 minutes later. Dig in, get some MGs going, you know, lock this area down and hold it.
Well, he is choosing instead of locking down with MGs, he's choosing to continue with his tier 2 tech. He's actually doing
very
something
nice. Look at
quite
that.
good.
Look at that cutoff there. Look at that cutoff in the
Oh
south.
wow. Oh wow, the entire map is flashing. He is literally cut off from everything. That's a brilliant little move there.
Super, super aggressive. And has Apfel noticed his infantry's moving the other way?
Yeah, I
He's
don't know.
sending a flamer squad
He
in.
is sending one unit there, but I think that Grenadier might... I don't know, it's going to be tough. It's going to take time as well to decap, and all through this time, his resource income is going to be virtually nil.
Yep. Grenade or something. He's got to do something here. You don't want to take that flamer to the face. Ooh, burn,
Wow.
burn, burn. Grenadier's chased straight off.
Well, he is going to be able to cap it back, but even so, having been out of the connection from his resources for several seconds, close to a minute, that's painful.
And there's a real weak point there, you know. He's not going to want to mass defenses on that line. It gives the Axis a nice vector of attack. They can now constantly kind of harass that point and keep doing the cut-off. I wonder if the engineers will lay some mines there or something.
Here come the PGs. They're a good counter to guards. Guards are not super in anti-infantry. Panzer Grenadiers do tend to tear them a new one.
And yeah, with that Flamen backstopping as well. There's nice 18-8.
Whoa, that actually did quite a lot of damage. Just a tickle more and it would go down. Whoa, but not before he kills the conscript squad though. They go down in a hail of flames. That's painful.
Yeah, bad day out, and kind of that again. Kind of lucky almost for Alt there. If he'd lost the Flamen, it would have been quite a different story. But you have to say Alt's infantry power is looking pretty significant now with these Panzer Grenadiers.
Well, the difference between this and the previous games is he's actually kept all his Grenadiers alive. It's because that scout car never really had a chance. So he's got all 4 of his Grenadiers, and he's got the Panzer Grenadiers, and now he's got a lot. He's floating a lot of resources, manpower and fuel. He can really do just about whatever he wants right now in terms of tech.
And yeah, I mean, Apple needs to get his tech going. He's still technically in T1. Ooh, nice nade on those guards.
Oh, whoa,
they drop a rifle.
nasty. 1 Panzer Grenadier left. Will he be enough? He's not going to be able to get the kill, but that's okay. He did a lot of damage there, and he caused them to drop their PTRS rifle, which is going to be stolen. That's going to really neuter that guard squad in terms of its anti-vehicle capabilities.
It's done. And yeah, if they ain't great anti-infantry either, I mean, what use are they now?
Now, they're really not a lot of good at anything.
Well, they've got snazzy cloaks. Let's not discount that.
That's true. They do have the big cloaks. They can wave their cloaks at the enemy and be like Batman. He can do the stun move.
Yeah, should never underestimate the attack that involves you being like Batman. And just look at them now. They're having almost zero effect on their Flamen. Flamen don't give a fuck. Just burn them all out.
Well, that squad I think still has both PTRS rifles. It's this squad now coming out that is only packing 1.
I knew that.
They do still have... In fact, they haven't even been upgraded with DP light machine guns, so they're pretty useless right now.
Yeah, it would help if you actually fired the PTSR rifle at the enemy, rather than into the ground 4 feet in front of you, but still.
Yeah, they have a habit of doing that. They get...
And support armor core going up for Alt, and that's really going to bring the pain. If he starts rolling P4s out now, Apple is not going to have much of an answer. He is building T4, Mechanized Armor Campagna.
T4, not a bad idea actually. Su-85s, if he can get those, are going to counter the P4s pretty well. But it feels like he's really behind. I mean, is he even going to be able to afford an Su-85 when he finishes the build?
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 guards infantry, 2 conscripts, 1 very low health,
oh.
an engineer. Oh, he lost 1.
How many conscripts does he have left now? Is that all of his conscripts?
Got 1 conscript, 2 guards, and an engineer.
Oh no, that's
all his army has left.
That's a really, really pitiful state of affairs.
And he's been cut off again. Now, it's not quite as bad as the last time, but yeah, the fact that they're cutting you off that deep into your lines, yeah, you got issues.
Oh, nice nade! Although nicely dodged as well. He got out of range of the worst of the fire there.
Yeah, Apple has got a big old hill to climb. I'd love to know, did Apple choose Russians? Or did Alt suddenly think he had a German plan and roll back in like this?
It must have been Apple choosing Russians. It must have been because after 2 Russian wins, who wouldn't?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, nice smoke. Popped from the half track there, covers the retreat back. And yeah, that flamer is just doing all kinds of damage. Those guards infantry really need to watch out. They cannot afford to lose that squad.
He's taking pot shots, but doing so little. Down to 2 men now, and retreating. Flaman's going to give chase here.
There's nothing really to counter the Flamen right now. He could just roll straight into the base and start wreaking havoc.
And I think that's exactly what he is going to do. There is a conscript though. He could chuck an 18-8. He is going to chuck an 18-8. There we go. That's going to get rid of the base pin.
And the PTSR 41 tank rifle dropped again. Again, nice smoke.
That's a lot
And
of
it's strange, in
smoke.
Pico you never saw smoke. We're seeing so much smoke now.
Well, it's because smoke works so differently. You can see it actually makes a wall that you can't see through. You can only see the units as they actually emerge from the smoke there.
And that, yeah, fighting Panzer Grenadiers with 2 and 3 man Guards infantry squad's never going to be a good day out.
Gonna try and go for Molotov, but nicely dodged. I can feel Alt is really much more on top of his game this time. He's really on.
Yeah.
He's really on the ball here today.
We've got an Su-85 on the way out from the T4 building.
Better late than never.
Yep. Well, I mean, currently the only vehicle for it to kill is the bloody half-track.
Oh, actually, there will be a P4 out in 3, 2, 1, and P4 anytime now. There we go.
And yeah, I think that the P4 Su-85 battle is going to be definitive because Apple just lacks the infantry strength to push off.
Yeah, I mean, the
this
Su-85,
massive
it'll take
German
one
infantry.
shot at the P4, the P4 run away, and then that'll just be it. He won't be able to move up any further because there'll be too much infantry, too many grenadiers.
And you're going to give Apple his due. He's trying to push into the centre. Ooh, big nade again. Kills a couple of guys in that Guards infantry squad. And really nice half-track micro. Half-track's kind of... Oh, here comes the Su-85 though. One shot will probably do it.
Oh, but he missed, and now it's going to back away around a hedge. Here comes the P4
Yeah.
though. I don't know if the Su-85 can see it.
Closing. Yeah, he needs to be careful. Do not overextend here.
There could be a Faust here, which will damage his engine. He is going for the
Very
Faust,
low
there he
health.
goes, reaches for it. There goes the Faust on the Su-85, bit of damage done there.
Yeah. And where's the P4 going? The P4 and the Flamen both on the flank.
Oh, this could be an interesting move here. This could
Oh,
be
yeah,
a
the
very
Flamen-
interesting move.
Gets around it. Maybe the Flamen's going to block.
He pops smoke. He's going to cover the P4's
Really
advance here.
nice.
P4 is going to
Really
come
nice.
almost invisible and just emerge through the smoke.
Oh, hi.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, I don't think he's planned to get shot right in the face like that.
No, I don't know. The Su-85, it turns so slowly with that damaged engine. But even so, look at that Flammenwerfer. He's roasting and toasting those guard squads. I think a whole guard squad was actually lost there. One of them went down to one
smoke.
man.
Oh, what happened
It's not going to save him.
there? Nope. And yeah, that's probably not what Alt was planning to do with that P4.
I think he did kill a guard squad there, so it's not all bad. But yeah, losing the P4 is kind of painful. He's actually chosen to replace it not with a regular P4, but with a P4 command tank instead.
I don't believe it. Those pioneers with the anti-tank rifle.
Oh wow, they did a lot of damage to that
Yeah,
tank.
they nearly killed the Su-85.
Well, it's a minor
Brand new.
victory at least for Apfelsaft.
Brand new P4. Is that a P4 stubby?
Yeah, that's a command tank.
So yeah, what's he doing going near that Su-85? That ain't gonna
I
work.
think he's just getting greedy. He knows he wants to try and finish it off. It's going to be a Faust here as well. That might be enough. It does go down. I think the P4 took the kill there. Yep, it got one vehicle destroyed. That's going to be all he needed.
That was kind of close though. I mean, a couple of seconds out, and he might have lost the P4 instead.
Yeah, I think he wanted to nail that one away. He's actually in danger of losing this Vet 2 conscript here. He does lose a Vet 2 conscript! Oh no! Apfelsaft, what's going on? It's all going sideways for you.
I'm just loving this tank smoke. I could look at tank smoke all day, every day.
It looks pretty sweet, doesn't it? I mean, you can see with the fog of war on, those guards, they're just gonna... Oh, there they are!
Yeah, and chasing up this stubby is kind of going to be a bad day out. You're just going to take casualties, and I'm not sure if you've even got the nous to kind of actually penetrate it from there. Look how rapidly it's firing.
Wow, that's a lot of damage every shot as well. Gonna check an 18 aid, that'll do a bit of damage, but even so, not a lot of damage, just a little bit. Just a skin off the nose.
Yeah, one thing I'm not missing too much from Vico is armoured skirts.
Oh, you were not a fan?
Ah, my stickies never worked. Vet 3 stug rape. Oh, enough of that shit, man.
Oh, yeah, well, hey, yeah, well, you can still get skirts.
It's an interesting design decision, not to... I haven't seen any armour skirts yet, I'm not saying there aren't any in the game.
Well, instead of being bought now, you get them through veterancy. So,
ah, cool.
So at Vet 2, you get those armoured skirts.
Well, with 13 infantry kills.
Goes down.
With 13 to 14 infantry kills, that Panzer IV command tank is really working on it. And it's got to be said that despite having his arse soundly kicked in the last engagement, Apple's really been able to kind of claw back a little bit of territory. Counter-attack coming in now.
I don't know, he's still fighting out of essentially 2 territories here. He only has a single fuel and he's about to lose it.
26 kill Panzer Grenadier squad with an AT rifle. And they're going for that cut-off again. I absolutely love it. That's putting pressure on the cart forward vein, keeping your opponent on the back foot. It's very good stuff.
It's a really brutal cut-off.
Yeah.
It's like the old Stirs pin. You can really put it into effect here. Like 2 points connected, and I love it. You know, I love brutal cutoffs. Like some people don't like them, and I know that when they initially made a lot of the relic maps, they didn't want to have those kind of brutal Angoville style cutoffs. But that's exactly what we have here, and I love it. It's great because it makes games so much more interesting when you have those cutoffs and you have focal points and you have a way to apply a lot of pressure just through a singular point. I love that.
The Panzer IV command tank's now fully repaired, heading back to the battle.
Wow, that was quick.
Starting to think, yeah, you need to get a little bit more support down there. I mean, what's Alt's resource situation like at the moment?
He's spent all his fuel on getting himself another P4, a regular P4 though. But otherwise, he's in a decent position. He's got enough manpower to keep his units reinforced. And he's got a large army, but the upkeep isn't too bad yet. He's still on plus 217.
Interesting tactic by Apfel, kind of trying to focus the VPs now. He's taking that VP in the far north, which is going to stop the VP bleed. But since they're both pretty even, but Alt is holding the entire map, you know, maybe focusing on VPs ain't the best choice.
I don't know, it's not VPs now that matter, it's just winning. It's a best of 3 and this is the 3rd game, so whoever wins this is going to take the series and move on to round 6. So it doesn't, you know, how, oh no, not round 6, in fact, round 4. So it doesn't matter how they do it, they just need to win.
Yeah, and the Panzer IV introduced itself to that infantry engineer squad with the flamethrowers. And all that backcapping is meaningless if you're not connected.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the map, you can see just a single base sector exists now for Apfelsaft. Everything else is gone.
Panzer Grenadier squad goes down in the middle to the massed guards infantry.
Whoa, nice rifle nade up here in the top left-hand corner. A Molotov was thrown, but it was nicely dodged. That conscript took a hell of a lot of damage, and now it's just guard spam. That's all he can do, I guess. Does he not have the fuel for an SU-85?
Guard spam is super ineffective against heavy armor.
Yeah, he's not doing anything.
No, look at that. It's barely 20% off that Panzer IV after 3 or 4 volleys.
And nor
And
should
the
it. You shouldn't be
attrition's-
able to rely on
Exactly.
guards for your AT.
It's kind of reminiscent of a Panzer Elite Rangers versus infantry support tank scenario.
Exactly like that, yeah. I mean, you might get the odd penetration, but otherwise you were just going to get brutalized. And the amount of manpower he must have just lost in that one engagement is pretty sickening to even consider.
Yep. And this is not a sight you want to see.
Oh, there
Infantry
goes a guard
support tank
squad. Finished off.
in your base.
Another
Low
one
health
finished
squads.
off. 2 squads down. I think that was a third one went down. Or no, there was a conscript that went down, so it's just a couple of squads left now. This game is virtually over now. Oh my goodness.
Not understanding, yeah. There's... This is a bad day out.
This is a bad day out if you're a Russian player. Here comes another guard squad, but it feels futile at this point.
Let's just raise another point. The difference between VCO and CO2 is that, in my, it seems to me that base buildings in CO2 are a lot stronger. So he's not going to be able to tear down the base in like 60 seconds, you know. This is going to take time.
It is a lot stronger, and I think in a lot of ways that's good, because it means that there's not so much cheesy stuff you can do by like going into your opponent's base with a stew and taking out his tank depot before he can even build a counter.
Or rushing into your opponent's base with demo charges, man. I mean, that tactic's just cheap. What kind of person would do that? Okay, maybe I should stop trolling people now.
Oh, there goes something guard.
Yeah, this is
game over here.
This is all but over. Really, really well played by Alt there though. His heavy grain usage paid off. His Flammenwerfer was very effective.
Well, I think
that's actually. Sorry, go on.
Well, it's the difference is, you know, right at the beginning you could see in the 2 previous games, the first grenadier had come out and he'd been sort of ambushed by 2 conscripts at once. But here, the 2 conscripts came up and they found 2 grenadiers. They were both together, and that seemed to be what made the difference. You know, from then on, there was no easy time for the Soviet player.
Oh dear, I think I might have upset General Hell. Never mind.
Oh, so is the chat working now?
No, I think I can't see anything in chat. It just got me through Steam. I must remember to disable Steam before I start doing this.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, the chat is still down as due to Twitch, not due to us. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that.
Why is that Flammen popping smoke in the base? Is he just showing off?
I think he is just showing off. I think he's trying to get his opponent to quit, but Apfelsaft, he's gonna fight on quite literally to the last man that he can physically call in, which is yet another guard squad.
That's kind of thematically appropriate for the Russians.
True. But even at this point, even the most savage of Russian generals, I think, would throw in the towel at this point.
Well, the big infantry push supports the tanks coming in now. And I'm surprised we haven't gone for the I'm going to write something with sandbags in your face.
That old get up was always pretty funny. Here we go, the final nail in the coffin there. The HQ is all that stands.
This has got to be the first Annihilation victory you guys have seen so far?
Yes, actually. It may not be the first Annihilation victory in the whole tournament, but it's certainly the first one we've seen in all of our live-casted games. And there we go. There's the final nail in the coffin. We do see our first Annihilation yet, which is kind of rare for a tournament game to finish via Annihilate. But the VPs were pretty close to running out as well.
Yeah, well played by Alt.
It was, you know, it was really good to be able to pull a German victory out of there, and also it keeps all the German fanboys from crying OP Russians, because the Germans can do it. You just gotta have the right tactics, and you gotta have the right thinking. So we're gonna take a quick break while we switch over to our next replays, and we're gonna be coming back with the big guns. You're gonna definitely have heard of these two guys we're going to be showing next. It's going to be Seb and Twister on Kolodny Winter. I saw just a little bit of it on stream. It looked like a fantastic series. These are two brilliant players. One of them very much an up-and-coming and well-established COH player, Twister. The other one, a very long time established old COH expert, Seb. So let's see what happens. Old house versus new house. We're going to be right back.